welcome to our channel. Last but not least, we've been waiting to do this one forever. Leave it on, we're like, keep pushing it back. Anyway, finally we're recording my 20 facts video, so if you want to know more, go ahead and stay tuned. Okay, fact number 1, I came from a military family, and by that I mean my parents met in the military. My dad served for 23 years, so he's actually a retired veteran, and he's kind of a boss. Like, he's a Marine, he retired as a gunnery sergeant, he's pretty awesome. But yeah, my parents met in the military when my mom and dad were both serving in Cuba, and then they ended up getting married in Jamaica, and yeah. So my family was in the military, but my dad retired when I was a little bit younger because he wanted to be more involved with our life, and he knew he was going to get deployed a lot because of his job. So he retired at a younger age, and then we settled down in Spokane. Number 2, I was a competitive dancer, which I feel like a lot of people know, but dance was like life for me in high school, especially as the years went on. By senior year, I was dancing like every night of the week until like 9 o'clock at night, and then competing on weekends. I really didn't have a life besides dance, but it was awesome, and I would not take a second of it back. And I get to teach now, which is really fun, very growing. Man, it tests your patience, but it's super awesome, and it makes you want to wait to have children sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, being a dance teacher. Okay, number 3. I went to, everyone always gives me a lot of heck for this one. I went to 6 proms and 8 homecomings when I was in high school. Everyone's always like, wow, Lisa, but I always went to 2 homecomings every year, and usually with my best friend at her school. Like, I just knew a lot of people at different schools, and I went to a lot of dances, but I only bought 1 dress. All the rest of my dresses I borrowed, or my mom got one at the thrift store, but other than that, I only bought like 1 brand new dress. I was a thrifty woman. Okay, number 4. This one's a shocker too. I played the violin for 7 years. When I was in 7th grade, I did high school orchestra because I didn't want to do middle school, and so I did the violin until my sophomore year of high school, and then I stopped. I started in 3rd or 4th grade and went all the way until end of my sophomore year because I was like, Mom, I want my acrylic nails back. I'm just kidding. But actually that was a factor. I also hated getting up for 0 hour because orchestra is before school even starts. So school started at 8, which is already pretty early, and I had to come in at 6:45 for orchestra every morning, and then the program went downhill, and yeah. But I played the violin for a long time. I even fiddled.
Do you think you could play if you picked up a violin? Do you think you would know what to do?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It might not. I might have a little bit of pitch tuning that I would need to be better at, but I would definitely know what to do, and it would be hard with my nails. But violin is a very touchy instrument. It's not like guitar. It can generally sound good no matter what you do. Violin, it can sound horrid if you're not super careful. Number 5. I was a college cheerleader, and I went to college for 1 year. It's kind of weird that I did cheer in college because in dance team in high school, I feel like if you go from dance to cheer, it was, I don't know if it was just my school, but it was frowned upon. My dance coach was thought that dancing, you shouldn't go from dance to cheerleader, but I did it in college just to be involved, and I loved it because I knew so many sports people in college, and I knew the football team and basketball, and I got to meet a lot more people. That was the main reason I did it, not because I was super passionate about cheer or anything. It was fun in the end, but I definitely I prefer dancing. And I went to college for psychology. I was gonna be my goal was to be a high school counselor, and then I was like, yeah, that's not actually my dream, so I stopped. Number 6. I tried every sport, and I literally hated them all until I found dance. I did swim team, I did volleyball, I did basketball, I did every sport imaginable. I tried tennis for a minute. My mom made me do track one time. I did cross country. I quit track though after 4 days because I was like, Mom, they made us run around the whole school for a warm-up. That was just a warm-up, Mom. And then they made me sprint just to time myself, but against a boy, and I was like, yeah, I'm done. Mic drop, this is stupid. So I just didn't like any sports besides dance. Number 7. One time someone waxed off my eyebrows, which is really hard to picture because I have such big and voluminous eyebrows. I'm going to put a picture on this because you guys have to see how bad it was. It was tiny tadpoles. So waxing scared me for so long because she's like, I think you're gonna look good with little brows. I was like, okay. I didn't know any better. I was like a sophomore in high school, man. I let her do it, and then my eyebrows didn't grow back for a year. It was so bad, man. It was bad.
I can't imagine red lip mommy with tiny tadpole eyebrows.
No, it is seriously the worst thing you will see. It was a bad time in my life. The growth process was horrid. Oh, it was so bad. Okay, number 8. I'm afraid of roller coasters. I hate them. Like, I hate them so much, you don't even know. I had this friend who her dad told me that if I didn't ride the roller coaster, that he was going to take me home. So that was the one and only time I ever rode a roller coaster, and I hated it. I get motion sickness. Literally, when I swing on a swing and look side to side too fast, I get motion sickness. Like, I hate roller coasters. And the fact that people like that feeling is beyond puzzling to me. I don't understand. Do you hate them too?
No, I love roller coasters.
You like that?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, I just do. They're fun. They're like thrilling. They make your adrenaline go.
Oh, I hate adrenaline. I hate action movies. Dude, I can't do any of that. Anything that stresses me out, I'm automatically done. Like, seriously, I can't even watch action movies because I get so stressed. Like, I like brush my hair and I like start like, I do this thing where I brush my hair like this and I'm like, and I just get so stressed.
I feel like you do that anyways.
I
Just
do.
kind of play with
When
your
I'm
hair.
playing with my hair down here, you know, I'm cooling. But when I start doing this and I twirl, that's my stress twirl. My best friend does that. She's like, "Are you stress twirling right now?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." I touch my hair a lot. It's just kind of like a weird thing I do. Number 9. I tore my bicep tendon, which I don't know if you guys know what that means, but basically there's like 2 sections up here that your bicep is connected to your arm up here, and then there's one down here, and I tore half of mine up here, and so my whole arm muscle dropped, and it was when I was in a dance camp, and so my whole arm muscle dropped, and I was like, I don't feel right, and so I went and got an ice pack, and I was icing my arm, and then I took off the ice pack, and everyone was like sitting down in a little powwow. I took off the ice pack, and I started screaming bloody murder. No one knew what was happening. They're like, what's happening, what's happening? I was screaming, and everyone looked at my arm, and it was like deformed. Like the whole, that's what usually happens, like if you Google bicep tendon tear, your arm drops, like the muscle drops, and your whole arm deforms. So my arm was deformed, and it was like rock hard to the touch. Like there was no fleshy feel, it was just a rock. It was so weird. I was screaming. They had to take me to the emergency room. Oh, it was bad. I had to wear one of those like braces that I like stood up like this. Worst pain of my life. Ugh. And that's why I have like not flexible arms at all. Like I can't do anything because of that. Right?
I mean, that seemed pretty flexible.
You what?
I said that seemed pretty flexible.
No, you know how I can't like reach and like
Oh,
button
like do
anything?
this?
Yeah,
Okay.
that thing. I can't do that. It's just too hard for me after that. Okay, number 10. I met Stevie Wonder. I didn't actually, I mean like I kind of did, not right. He was on my plane. He was in first class and we were like right behind him. Not like right behind him in first class. I was in coach, obviously, but yeah, he was on the plane and like he would talk to people as they walked by. He was very nice. He was a very nice man. Number 11. Oh, I was like, I can't even read my own handwriting. I got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher when I was 10 years old, and that's why my vision has been bad ever since. So that's kind of, I must have like hit something in my nerve, because when I got hit, it was on the wall, and I was bending over, and I like came up, and I like doof, and I hit my head on it, and then probably like an hour later, I had lost like all my vision. It was at like some church camp called Luther Haven over here, and we all went down to the water, and we were like at this worship thing, and my sight was like fully gone within an hour, and I had such a bad headache, and I was like, I started freaking out because like I was going blind, it felt like. So they called an ambulance to come get me, and it was kind of a miracle because right when the ambulance got there, a kid started having a grand mal seizure in front of the ambulance, and so we both rode in the ambulance together to the hospital. So yeah, it was like a crazy thing, but I've lost my vision ever since then. Like I have really, really bad eyesight.
When you said that you got hit with the fire extinguisher, I literally thought someone like hit you in the head with the fire extinguisher.
Like, poof.
That's what came to
I
mind.
actually have major beef, yeah. I got beat up.
You should just lie and say that that's your story. You'd be like, this one time I got in a fight and someone
And then things got really extreme and they got a fire extinguisher. No guns in this fight. Number 12, I have 2 tattoos. I feel like a lot of people know this one because I got them pretty recently. I have a cross on this arm, and then I have Worthy tattooed on my other right here. I was super scared of needles, and that's actually my next fact, is that I'm terrified of needles. So I actually conquered a huge fear when I got my tattoos, and I'm really, really glad I did it. I don't regret it at all. Actually, I kind of want more, even though I hate needles. I like want another one.
They're addicting.
You what?
They're addicting.
Yeah, I didn't believe people. I was like, there's no way it could be addicting to get hurt. Like, what? And it makes sense. I don't know. I really want another one. Number. I don't know what number I'm on. I'm just going to keep going. I was a vegetarian for 2 years. When I was in middle school, I watched a documentary on the processing of meat, and it ruined my life, bro. I mean, like, 10 out of 10. Don't watch any documentaries on Netflix that tell you that, unless you only want to eat free-range meat for the rest of your life. Like, I was a vegetarian for 2 years because I didn't want anything to do with it, and then I decided I would eat, like, organic and free-range, and I live on a farm, and so my family, like, raises pigs and stuff, so I'll eat my homegrown meat and whatever, but I have a really weird thing after that I just can't eat a lot of different meats out there. I don't know what number I'm on yet again, but the next one is I hate yogurt and cheesecake. I told Keeling this morning because she was eating yogurt, and I was like, ugh. It tastes sour to me. Like, it tastes like rotten, and like, I've tried so many times, like vanilla, sprout something, add some granola, like, it just, and the texture, oh, so bad. Oh man, my best friend puked up pudding in that texture, and I had to watch it, and it just ruined me. Oh, yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, this one's like really serious. I like saved my serious ones to the end for some reason.
I put mine in the middle, that way I could like lighten it up by the end.
I don't know, I feel like I can barely breathe. Okay, yet again, I don't know what number I'm on, but I actually had a brother that passed away, and oh my gosh, my heart's like beating right now. That's actually why I wear this necklace. It says my story isn't over yet, and then it has a semicolon down here. I wear it in remembrance of him because I lost him 2 years ago. His name was Thomas, and he was amazing. I love that guy. He wasn't my blood brother, but my family took him in, and he was my brother. My favorite thing that ever happened, I can like talk about it with joy now because I know. Like, he was such a joyful person, and I know that if I want to like honor him in his life, that he would want for me to like speak of him in joy. So my favorite story that I remember of him is he would sit on the other side of my mirror while I would get ready. So like, I had my mirror right here, and he would sit on the side, and he would watch me do my makeup, and he was like, I love it, what are you doing now? And he would ask me so many questions, and he goes, I just love watching you like make yourself feel beautiful. I love seeing both sides of it. And he just like would sit there and watch me do my makeup. It was so cute. I loved him. He's amazing. And yeah, I like this necklace. Helps me remember him. What's next? I have TMJ. I forget what it stands for, but it's a jaw. Basically, Keeling's gonna look it up. I know it's called TMJ, but it's like where you have issues with your jaw, and my jaw like pops out of the socket really, really bad. I had to go to a specialist, and he wants me to like get an MRI on my face, and he's like never seen someone this. What does it stand for?
Temporomandibular joint dysfunction.
Yeah.
I hope I said that right.
Close enough. But it basically like it's anything to do with jaw issues. So like my jaw will pop out of the socket as I sleep, which is really sucky because most people go to bed to not feel their pain, but like I go to bed and I am caused pain, which really sucks. So my jaw will like pop completely out. Here, you can kind of see it. Like, I don't know if you'll ever see it, but like it's like even when I open it, but then at the night it will like come out of the joint, and I have to like re-pop it in the socket if I'm not careful. It's horrible, man. When I went to the specialist, I was like, so if I do something, wear something, will it be fixed eventually? He's like, no, you're gonna live with this the rest of your life. I was like, oh, thanks, good news, man. Jeez, I keep the spirits bright. That was very sad. Okay, next one. I feel like a lot of people know this one, but my grandpa is my best friend ever. He's so cute. I'm gonna put a little picture in here. He's just so cute. I love him. Okay, he's like, actually though, he's like an old senile man. If anyone knows him, there ain't no sugarcoating that. He is. People are like, I want to meet your grandpa. I'm like, I don't think you understand how socially awkward he is. Like, he's a funny dude. But he has such a pure and honest love for me. Oh, it's so sweet. I'll call him and be like, hi Grandpa, what's up? And he goes, oh, not much. I'm like, what'd you do today? And he's like, oh, I just sat around waiting for you to call. I'm like, he's just so cute. Oh my gosh, he'll just walk up. I'll be like, hey baby girl. And he just, oh man, I love that guy. Anyway, only 2 more to go. So now I know I'm on 19. I have over 100 pair of shoes. I don't even know how many anymore. Probably more than that. It's really bad. I have a full bookshelf in my room filled with all my breadwinners, my lookers, you know? And then I have baskets, like laundry baskets, and organized by style and season. So I have my summer wedge and chunky heel basket, and then I have my stiletto and dressy heel basket, and then I have my boot collection, and then on the side of my closet I have my sneakers hanging, and then I also have another rack at the front of my door where I have more shoes. Oh my gosh, shoes. I love shoes, seriously. Number 20, last but not least, my parents are my heroes. This kind of like ties into a really big fact about like what makes me who I am. My parents decided to do foster care when I was 12 years old. I was 11 actually. And I wanted it my whole life, but I had no idea what my parents were signing up for. We got one of the worst cases. Like the worst case scenarios. It was really bad, and my parents jumped in deep. Like we got 3 kids for our first case, and we were fostered to adopt, so we weren't just fostering. It ended up being one of the worst cases of abuse. I mean, long story short, they were like sexually, emotionally, physically, like every kind of abuse. Their mom did drugs and would lock them in the house and go do meth for days, and they learned how to hurt each other, and they were hurt by their mom, and their mom let other people do that to them, and it was just, it's horrible. And it's something that made them tricky. My life was living hell for a lot of my high school years because my parents were in really deep. And I did a senior solo when I was in high school just for my mom because she just like, I couldn't believe that she could push on through all of it because I knew like she was really at a breaking point. Like to look at your mom and to like know that she could barely like make it another day. But she kept pushing on because she loved us and she knew she had to like, and then my dad, like he was just such a strong rock in all of it. And I mean, they're still dealing with it, but it's honestly the most incredible thing. I really think that my parents have a special place in heaven. Like they have loved the unlovable, they have taken in people that no one wanted, and I want to be just like them. And I want to raise my kids just like them, and I want to love people just like them because they are the best. So that's my last fact. I love them. Alright, bye guys. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to enter to win a giveaway, which who doesn't want free stuff, am I right? All you have to do is like this video and then comment down below with your favorite fact you found out about me, and then I will pick my favorite fall piece and I will send it to you. And that is awesome. So if you liked these videos, or if you have any ideas for more things you want to do with the girls, or you want to see, or you want to know, or anything like that, make sure you guys comment those down below as well, and we will get to them. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Bye!